Greetings and good day, DoomTubers. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about some games and a little story. This is going to be one of those kind of games I've been playing videos. Also, a bit of a horror story. So we'll start out with that. Today, I was on my PlayStation 3 and the power flashed, and I don't know what happened exactly, but corrupted all of my data on my PS3, so I lost all of my game saves and all of my downloads, which was fine because really, as far as downloads go, I just had a couple of free things and some demos. Demos I hadn't tried yet, so now I'm going to have to go download them again, which isn't a big deal. I was, however, bummed out about my save data being gone. That means I have to start over on a couple of different games, and then one that I probably won't start over, but it sucks that I lost all my data. That one's Diablo 3. I beat Diablo 3, so it's not a big deal that I lost my data, but I had a ton of loot. I had a lot of stuff, and that's kind of a bummer that's all gone now. But the one I'm actually probably most bummed out about is Ni no Kuni, because I had about 20 hours into that. Got to start that over. Wasn't really looking forward to that, and I'm still not. But I probably will, because I do like the game. It's just, for me, it had a really slow start, but maybe it'll go a little bit quicker, since I kind of know what to expect, up at least to the point where I left off. I was on a ship. I had just gotten a ship to sail around with, if that gives you any clues to where I was. But I've also got to restart Bioshock, and I was about 10 hours into that, maybe a little bit more. I was at Fort Frolic, if you're familiar with Bioshock. Yeah, not looking forward to starting that one over either. But I will, because I do want to play it and experience it fully. I've been sick for a couple of days, so my voice sounds and that's why. But yeah, I mean, in a few days, for a couple of weeks now, and while I've been sick too, been home with kind of a fever, not really feeling like playing games, but I wanted to. Then I just couldn't decide if what sounded good. So previously, actually, we'll talk about this one. One game that I did beat that I probably won't do an individual video about. It's Raiden 4, however you say it. Amazing game. I love it. It's very short and complicated. It's bullet hell-ish. Not quite, bullet hell to the max, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stages, and it's a lot of fun, and yeah, definitely worth playing if you like shoot 'em ups, especially on the Xbox 360. And this was only like $6, so if you're at GameStop and you see this, pick it up, because that's a great price for awesome actual American released shoot 'em up. So there you go. Okay, so now we get into where I've just been kind of in kind of a funk. I've been playing Mr. Driller Drill Spirits a lot. That's the DS port, and I've pumped like, I don't know, 6-8 hours into that all told. And also N Plus on the DS. It's a really fun game. It's a platformer where you're like a ninja. Pretty tough. I made it pretty far. Episode like 17, I think, and there's like 30 some or more episodes. Yeah, the stages get harder, but it's not necessarily like just more difficult to pull it off. It's just once you learn the gimmick of the level, it goes pretty smoothly, and it's a fun game. I've died almost 1,000 times, literally, because it goes really quick. Like, you can restart the level in just a second. It's pretty It's built so people that suck can restart the level pretty quickly. It's a fun game, worth checking out if you're into platformers. It's a really simple, the graphics and art style reminds me of like the Exit game, Exit DS or Exit on the PSP. That's kind of, just basically a white background and then your little figure. And there's like different, like you can unlock different colors and stuff and customize it if you want to. I don't know why it's necessary, but yeah, that's Mr. Driller and N Plus on the DS, which I don't have cases for. Also, I've been spending a lot of time, as some of you might know, with Plants vs. Zombies. I have the PlayStation 3 version, actually. I haven't been playing this one too much, but now I've got to start over even, because, yeah, my dad is gone. But this is the first game, and I have the second game on iOS, which is actually, it's pretty good. I like both games a lot, and I like this PS3 version. It's kind of growing on me. But I tell you what, this other game on here, Heavy Weapon, I don't know anything about Peggle, but Heavy Weapon is pretty awesome. It's like a vertical twin-stick shooter. Like you're this little tank on the bottom of the screen, and you control it left and right with the left thumbstick, and then you point your gun with the right thumbstick and take out planes and stuff. And there's a helicopter that comes by every now and then. You gotta try not to shoot it because it's gonna drop stuff for you, power-ups and stuff. And actually, like, for beating the levels and stuff, you gain like power-up points, and you can power up your guns and lasers and rockets and stuff. And it's pretty awesome. It's a pretty fun game. It's a PopCap game, so I'm not sure if it's available on any other platform. Excuse me. But I want to say that it's available on PSN. I thought I had heard that. So if you're interested in a kind of a cool twin stick shooter, Heavy Weapon, or buy this Plants vs. Zombies disc and you get it. And Peggle. I don't know anything about Peggle, but there's Peggle. But Plants vs. Zombies, even on my phone, is something that I can just kind of play off and on. It's not something that holds my attention for, hours. It's a tower defense game. I like playing for 20-30 minutes and then moving on, especially on my phone, because I rarely just sit there on my phone unless I'm playing Bay. Then that was just like a crazy, like all weekend. I had to charge my phone like every hour to keep that thing alive. But other than that, a couple games here. First up is Trace Memory for the DS. I'm about 2.5 hours into this. I probably won't do an individual video on this either. I haven't beaten it yet, but it's a visual novel on the DS, and I don't know, it's got some very light puzzle elements, and kind of like the I Spy kind of thing too. You look to find clues and things like that, and try to figure out what's going on, and listen to, watch or look at the screen and read the text and kind of see the story unfold. So I like the story. I like the story well enough, and I like the visual novel genre well enough. I'm just not totally on board with the way this game flows. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. For one, I feel like I think it's a really early DS game too. I'm not sure. Yeah, 2005. It's a pretty early DS game, and it kind of shows. The stylish controls are not awesome. I mean, they're okay, but they're not amazing. And like I said, the seems like the flow of the game is just kind of chunky, but that's just my opinion. Which counts for exactly nil. But I like some of the puzzles, and I like the story, like I said, so I will finish it. I'm on chapter 3, and I don't know how many chapters there is. There can't be that many, just based on what's, happened thus far. I want to say there's like 5 or 6 chapters, but I really don't know. So yeah, I recommend this if you're a fan of visual novels, because you know, I think this was like $3 or $4, something like that. Prices in my last pickup video. And I had an extra case, so I printed this on Cover Project, so I have a case for it. But yeah, that's Trace Memory. And then 2 other games, and these 2 are actually the 2 games that are kind of getting me out of the funk. First up, I want to talk about a game that I don't have a physical copy of. I have the ISO on my modded Xbox, but I fully intend on buying this game because I love it. It is Serious Sam on the original Xbox. And this version, the Xbox version, is actually the equivalent of Serious Sam First Encounter and Serious Sam Second Encounter for the PC. So you really get 2 for 1 here. And I think they're only like $5-6 on Amazon, which is kind of nice. But let me tell you, this game is awesome. It's a first-person shooter, very colorful, very cartoonish. It's basically like pretty much a Duke Nukem game, but not crude like Duke Nukem is. I mean, there's no sex and drinking or drugs or steroids, there's none of that in it. But it's basically like the same dude, big serious Sam, big tough, flat top, black hair, and skin tight white T-shirt tucked into his jeans and Converse shoes, and he's got this arsenal of just crazy weapons, and fighting just tons and tons and tons of monsters. This game is set in Egypt for the first half, and the second half is like somewhere else. I don't know where it's even at. Babylon or something. I don't know. He like travels back in time to defeat these monsters. I don't know. I am on episode 4, which I believe is the last episode of the whole game. Is the second episode of Second Encounter. So I think I'm reasonably close to the end. And this is my kind of first-person shooter. I actually don't know who developed this. It's like 2K maybe? I don't know. But this is my kind of first-person shooter. I mean, this game takes the lightheartedness and the humor, the lightheartedness and the humor of Duke Nukem without the crudeness, like I said, and then kind of the awesome gameplay of like Quake 2. And the graphics are, just a little bit better than Quake 2. I mean, obviously it's on the Xbox, the original Xbox and PC. But yeah, I mean, it's just really fun, and I can't get over how much I like this. This is my kind of game, and I love first-person shooters like this. Quake 2 is one of my very favorite games. It's not so. It's got that heart, the older heart of like Quake 2. Not so much Quake 4, which I love Quake 4, but Quake 4 definitely tried to take more of the serious, the serious side, like the serious sci-fi military shooter, which is fine because I love it. Quake 4 is probably my favorite in the series, but I like this the lighthearted humor of Serious Sam, and I fully intend on, like I said, buying the Xbox version, and I think that I know that there is a Serious Sam 2 for the Xbox, but then there's also a Serious Sam collection for the Xbox 360, and I don't know what all it entails, but that might be the way to go, I guess. Although, for one, I'm actually a really huge fan of the original Xbox. I know not a lot of people are, and whatever, but I really like the original Xbox controller. A lot of people don't, but I really like it, and I wouldn't mind having a lot more original Xbox games. There's not a ton out there that I want, but at least for like the multi-plat games for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox, I'd probably go for the Xbox version, if nothing else. But then I like the controller and I like the onboard hard drive for saving the games. I don't have to worry about a freaking memory card because I hate those things. But obviously, I mean, even with the PlayStation 3 having onboard hard drive and save, nothing is totally safe. But anyway, Serious Sam gets a big thumbs up. I don't know if I'll do an individual video about it, especially since I'm talking so much about it right now. But last up here is a game I played for quite a bit this evening. I started this the other day on the PlayStation 3, but of course, my save got wiped out. But I wasn't that far, and I wanted to play it today, so I went ahead and restarted. And I'm considerably further than I was the other night. But that is 3D Dot Game Heroes, and I can't get the sticker off. I didn't know this was an Atlas game when I bought it. I don't know if I said that in my pickups video, but I didn't see that until maybe even after I shot my video. Well, that's kind of cool. I didn't even know that. I just bought it because I really like the concept of the 3D dot, the old school look, but with the new coat of paint, I guess. Like I said in the past, this game is pretty much Zelda, and in a lot of ways. It borrows a little bit from some other classic action and or RPGs. I sense a little bit of Dragon Warrior in this. Not, totally. I mean, it's an action RPG like Zelda, if you consider Zelda an action RPG. But you don't level up or anything like that. So, I mean, it is just, I guess you could say it's just an action game. It's not really an RPG. I really don't care. But like I said, it borrows a little bit from Dragon Warrior, borrows a lot from Zelda. I'm sure it borrows from other games in this genre. I'm sure it borrows from the Ys series, and, whatever else. It's a fantastic game so far. I'm about 3 hours into it. I've gathered 2 of the 6 orbs so far, and I'm in the desert right now looking for the 3rd dungeon, and I can't seem to find it, but I'm not too worried yet. I'm really loving this game, and actually, if you've played this game and you like this game, I will recommend Evoland on Steam. I've talked about Evoland before, and after I've let Evoland kind of simmer a little bit, I actually like it a lot more than I thought I did. There was parts of it that were just painfully hard for me, and maybe for anyone, I don't know, painfully hard for me, that I, almost rage quit, and it was so happy when I finished the game that I didn't have to play it anymore. But looking back, I really did have a lot of fun with it, and it's kind of a great game. So if you like 3D Dot Game Heroes, I think you'll like Evoland too, because it's got that same kind of concept almost, where it's old school style but a new look. And yeah, so that's 3D Dot Game Heroes. And that is all I have for you. Yeah, Serious Sam and 3D Dot Game Heroes kind of taking me out of the funk that I was in. I mean, it didn't last for very long, but it's just one of those things where nothing sounded good. Nothing to play sounded good. I have so many games, and it's just like, I don't want to play any of them. But anyway, thanks for watching. Doomwaves out.